As we gather at the close of COP30, we begin by extending our profound gratitude to the government and the people of Brazil. Your warmth, resilience, and leadership, especially during unexpected challenges, have reminded the world that the spirit of Belém is one of unity, determination, and unwavering commitment. We support and align ourselves with the statement made by Iraq on behalf of the G7 and China. We thank you, Madam President, the SBI chairs, the co-facilitators, the UNFCCC Secretariat, and everybody who has been behind this success. Africa came to Belém not merely as a negotiating bloc, but a continent carrying the hopes of more than 1 billion people whose lives are intertwined with the rhythms of a changing climate. We arrive with a united voice, prepared to engage and deeply mindful of what is at stake, not only for Africa, but for the entire planet. Throughout these 2 demanding weeks, a story has unfolded, a story of progress, of gaps that must still be bridged, and of a shared global journey that remains unfinished. A central chapter in the story concerns adaptation, the daily struggle of farmers facing unprecedented rains, of coastal communities watching their shorelines receded, of children growing up in regions where drought and floods are now shaping their calendar more than the seasons. The work concluded here in Belém on the global goal on adaptation, including the development of a coherent set of indicators, is an important step. It offers a common language for understanding resilience, yet Africa knows too well that indicators alone cannot protect a family from rising waters or yield harvest during a prolonged drought. Without means of implementation, finance, technology, capacity, these indicators remain elegant words on paper. This is why the absence of clear support for implementing national adaptation plans carries real consequences. For Africa, NAPs are not administrative documents, they are lifelines. When they remain unfunded, it is not simply a gap in their agenda, it is a missed opportunity to safeguard communities who live each day on the edge of climate extremes. Another part of the Belém touches on Africa's long-standing commitment to pursue a just and inclusive transition. For us, transition is not about abandoning our development aspirations. It is about reimagining ourselves. A just transition must expand energy access to the hundreds of millions of Africans still in darkness, bringing clean cooking alternatives to more than 1 billion people who rely on biomass, and unlocking opportunities for industrialization and innovation. It must create jobs, advance dignity, and strengthen economies, not impose new constraints. Africa, therefore, urges that the central role of minerals, manufacturing, and value addition be fully recognized, for these sectors are fundamental to a fair global transition. We leave Belém with hope, but also with caution. Africa remains concerned that issues fundamental to our continent, agriculture, food systems, and security of our people, have not yet received the level of prominence. Our food systems are among the most vulnerable. Yet, despite the concerns, Africa remains steadfast. We engage with flexibility and purpose, and we will continue to support the presidency and those other presidencies coming. Thank you very much.
We firmly condemn, as a group, all efforts to dilute the ambition needed to keep 1.5 degrees Celsius alive and the support required to vulnerable countries. This is not only unjust, it is also unsustainable. Examples of items which we have not achieved satisfactory outcomes include the GGA, as we presented earlier. The Least Developed Countries Fund is very weak. The Gender Action Plan has no means of implementation. The global stock take is very low. Transparency outcome is weak. capacity building is also weak, and technology. We have weak language across the other items, like loss and damage, and just transition, of course, and the other finance agenda items. We came here, Madam President, with a message to triple adaptation financing by 2030 based on 2025 levels, and this was to be grant-based adaptation finance. We have not gotten this. In many areas, other needs, special needs, and our special needs and circumstances have been completely neglected, a position that is against the principles of the Convention and the Paris Agreement. Our people deserve better, the planet deserves better, and the clock is ticking.
We came to Belém at a moment of truth. 10 years after the Paris, the question was simple. Would we match our promises with action? The answer, Madam President, is both yes and no. Yes, we have made progress. New commitments have been secured, frameworks have been advanced, and the machinery of climate action continues to turn on. But no, we have not yet moved at the speed or scale that science and justice demand. Belém has delivered the global Mutirao, uniting humanity in a global mobilization against climate change. We welcome the Belém Mission 1.5, a framework aimed at enabling ambition and implementation of NDCs, international cooperation and investment across mitigation and adaptation. But between delivery and adequacy lies a gap that still threatens the 1.5 future. We particularly welcome decision on climate finance, global goal on adaptation, loss and damage, just transition work program, mitigation work program, as well as technology development and transfer.
The global goal on adaptation is not just a framework. It is a vision born in Paris 10 years ago. A vision of a safer, more resilient future for the most vulnerable. For us, it has always been an opportunity to finally tell our adaptation story. What we are doing, what is working, and where support is urgently needed. Over the past 2 years, parties have engaged in one of the most extensive technical processes under the UNFCCC. 78 experts worked tirelessly with us to design a set of indicators that could reflect the lived realities across our countries. These were meant to be the foundation we examined and celebrated in Belém. But the list before today is not the list crafted by experts, and it is not a list that clearly tells our story. Parties have championed the work of experts from the beginning. We believe that careful, evidence-based design will anchor a credible, actionable framework. Instead, we leave COP with indicators that are unclear, unmeasurable, and in many cases, unusable. So we must ask ourselves, how are we helping the most vulnerable if this is the quality of the outcomes we call ambition? What message does it send when a process built to elevate our needs ends by diminishing expert work and overlooking the realities of those on the front lines? Nonetheless, Sierra Leone will continue to engage. We will work to evolve this framework until it genuinely reflects our needs, supports our people, and strengthens global understanding of adaptation progress. Because for us, this is not technical. This is about our survival.
For Nigeria, the transition pathway should strictly adhere to the principle of common but differentiated responsibility and respective capability, ensuring that national structure, economic reality are also respected. Nigeria recognizes the urgency of addressing climate change, but emphasizes that a successful transition cannot be imposed. It should be a deliberate process that is nationally determined and supported by robust international cooperation. We will not be in support of any climate change implementation response that will lead to our sudden economic contraction and heightened social instability. Nigeria requires significant targeted investment and technology to effectively diversify its economic base. We require massive, accessible, predictable, as well as concessional climate finance to simultaneously meet both our adaptation as well as mitigation needs. Nigeria calls for a just transition and energy mix plan that supports us to implement our adaptation as well as mitigation priority and manage new clean energy systems that preventing climate and preventing trade barriers, ensuring unilateral measures do not serve as a new form of economic constraint or protection that undermine developing economies. Nigeria stands ready to work collaboratively to implement a transition that secures not only our planet's future, but also the prosperity as well as well-being of our people.
It is our profound disappointment to note that the means of implementation have not been provided, and there's no clarity on how these important instruments for addressing climate change are going to be implemented without the financial support. We believe that the international community will reconsider how we have adopted this decision and ensure that in the future financial support is provided as well as other means of implementation as needed. I thank you.